was reminded of this bizarre story today. And AMP #X200B. So last year there was a bit of a scandal when Jasmine Harton, wife of Lord Ashcroft's son, shot Superintendent Henry Jemmott while they were alone drinking one night at a pier. She at first claimed he had been shot by a man passing by on a boat, only to later admit she shot him and claimed it was an accident, as she details in the new interview discussed above. But there are a lot of questions about the relationship between Jasmine and Henry. Her relationship with the father of her children was failing, and he had also become recently single. He told his colleagues he was going on a date. They were alone, in the moonlight, by the water, just talking and drinking and giving shoulder massages. But she claims they were just friends. Whatever happened, it ended in him being shot in the back of the head with his own gun and found floating in the water. Jasmine's long-term partner and father of her children, they were never legally married but called each other husband and wife, is the son of Lord Ashcroft, a major political donor in the UK, Australia and of course Belize. He's the guy who made the David Cameron and the pig story public. Has been accused of money laundering. And just read his Wikipedia entry. Pay special attention to the Belize-related bits, 'cause I don't think I can overstate the power this guy has, especially in Belize. Jasmine was initially arrested on suspicion of murder but is now facing manslaughter by negligence charges, which his family is very disappointed with, as it means that after all this her punishment could be a fine of $10,000. Basically pocket change for someone as rich as the Ashcrofts. She's already spent significantly more than that on lawyers for killing a father of 5. And in a weird turn, Jasmine was recently arrested for ordering a hit on a Belize police commissioner. And AMP #X200B. The allegations seem to come, at least in part, from her former security guard, who also claims they had an affair and she's taking cocaine. She says he's a liar who attempted to rape her. She was also arrested at one point for assault after chasing her ex through a restaurant in a fight over custody of their children, pushing over staff. So did Jasmine accidentally shoot Henry while just messing about with his gun, that she thought was unloaded? Were they really just friends? Or what else happened? And AMP #X200B. I think it's worth comparing the interview at the top of this post and this interview from more immediately afterwards. It seems to me like there's some subtle differences between her accounts. In the two articles, in the older version she seems to say she tried to take the magazine out of the gun but couldn't. In the newer one she says he took the magazine out of the gun so she thought it was empty. In the newer version she seems to not realize till much later that he's dead. In the older one she claims she tried to give him CPR but he slipped into the water. In one interview she claims she basically took control of the scene, calling police herself, pointing out that someone was taking evidence etc. In another she makes it sound like she was in shock and didn't realize what was going on until she was told Henry was dead. She panicked and told the lie about a guy on the boat shooting him. Why? It feels like there's not been a lot of coverage of this case, and what there is has actually been pretty favorable to Jasmine. They seem to avoid asking any of these questions and really investigating her behavior. Makes you wonder what the impact of her connections is going to have. Especially as pretty much the only place I've seen do much coverage of this in the UK is the Daily Mail, who love stories about high society and have definitely published Lord Ashcroft's writing in the very recent past.